to the Grand Worshipful Grandmaster, thank you for this event. As I look out on this august body, I'm not lost on the significance of this event. To all the elected officials, I'd just like to say thank you for coming out. It is very important that we're here. The bulk of African American history is not in the history books. And so for many generations, African Americans have shared their histories through storytelling.
That's right.
And if you allow me to tell you a story. If you heard it before, just bear with me and act like you haven't. But the story begins like this. In 1619, slavery came to America. In 1831, Nat Turner revolted. In 1831, the abolitionists and the Underground Railroad was established. 1857, Dred Scott. In 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation. In 1865, the Civil War ended. But in 1896, it was separate but equal. In 1919, the Red Summer. In 1920, the Ocoee Election Day Massacre. In 1921, the Tulsa Massacre, also known as Black Wall Street. 1923, Rosewood Massacre. 1941, African Americans fought in World War II. But yet in 1956, Brown versus the Board of Education. In 1955, Rosa Parks. 1963, I Have a Dream. In 1964, the Civil Rights Act of 1964. 1965, Selma to Montgomery. In 1965, Malcolm X was assassinated. 1965, the Voting Rights Act of 1965. In 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated. In 1968, also the Fair Housing Act. In 1972, Shirley Chisholm ran for president. 1995 was the Million Man March. 2008, we're going to skip to 2008 because in 2008, Barack Obama.
Okay.
In 2013, the Black Lives Movement. In 2016, the National Museum of African American History was opened in Washington, D.C. As you can see, the nation is progressing. The question is Ocoee progressing? And so when you ask Ocoee if it was a person, do you believe that you are progressing? And I think Ocoee would say without hesitation or reservation, absolutely yes. And the reason I say that, because in 2018, the first African American commissioner was elected to office in the city of Ocoee. Just 1 year later, the second African American commissioner was elected in the city of Ocoee. That was me. And here we are. I stand before you not only as an elected official in the city of Ocoee, but also as the mayor pro tem. I'm going to say this. It is not the desire to rule that makes a man great. It is this desire to serve. I believe Julius July Perry embodied that sentiment in his daily walk. His contributions to his family, his community, and his craft exemplified the fundamental tenets of good citizenship. Brother Perry, at personal risk and without financial motive, willingly chose to risk his life for his brother. When I served in another capacity, we had a full-length mirror at the entrance and the exit of our building. And on that mirror held a sign, and that sign read, "If you were accused of being a professional, would you be found guilty?" Now let's change that up a little bit. If you were accused of being a brother, would you be found guilty? And I believe in their own way, those that took his life asked July Perry that very question. Subsequent to that, July Perry was found guilty. His sentence was death. Death for being a man. Death for being a leader. Death for being a brother. I say to you, and to all who hear my voice, July Perry is a man of great conviction. Without him, I may not be standing here today. So I thank you, all you brothers, you sisters, and all those within the sound of my voice, because July Perry is alive and well.
Amen.